Hello again, art friends, and welcome back to Mr. O'Neill's art class. This week is going to be kind of a part two of our lesson from last week. We are going to be finishing up our self-portraits, and we are going to be learning how to upload those in another way. We're going to use Zoom, we're going to use a program called Seesaw this time. So let's go back. For those of you who have not caught up or who may not have been here last week or may not have finished, let's look at a quick review of our self-portrait. So right now, you guys should have had something that looks roughly like this. Is we started our self-portrait with a circle for the head. I know your head's not exactly a circle, but it passes. 2 lines for the neck, and a curve for the top of your shirt. I'm going to do 2 shoulders here, one kind of going down, one kind of going up, and you'll see why in a minute. Do the sleeves, just a little sleeve right there, and this sleeve's going to kind of go over here, come back. I'm going to go down on both sides right there for the sides of the body, and I'm going to close this off and make this a t-shirt. If you wanted a dress or overalls or something, you wouldn't draw that line. So I'm going to do 2 lines down for long pants. You, of course, could connect this and make this a skirt. I'm going to just make it pants. Going to go over here, up and down. Don't go quite all the way back up here to your shirt to leave a little bit of room for some detail in there. I'm going to go back. I'm just going to kind of put some little ovals, some little potato shapes on there for the feet right now. We're going to fix that in a little bit. Sticks for arms. And then we fix our stick arms by adding another stick right next to it. And we're going to close it off with some hands. And hands, I'm just going to kind of do a loop, a little short, fat loop for my thumb. 1, 2, 3, 4 little loops. Thumb's always going to be on the side where your body is. 1, 2, 3, 4 little loops. I know I am going fast, but this is just review from last week. So, what we're doing now is let's zoom in a little bit and let's take a look at the face and how we're going to do that. We're going to do a pretty simple face for it because we practice the same way every year. We're going to put in some rainbow shapes for our eyes. And then we're going to do some upside down rainbows to make those kind of football shaped. Then we'll put a circle inside of that, and that's going to be the colored part of your eye. And then we'll put a little black dot, maybe with a little white highlight if you can leave it. Depends on how big you've drawn in there. And I'm drawing with a marker, so it gets pretty thick in there. So you guys hopefully will look a little bit better. I'll put a J shaped with a little C right there for the mouth or for the nose. And you can put another little piece right there. Now we're going to do our mouth, which is a little upside down rainbow, little line down, little line down. Across that, that's our top lip. A little upside down rainbow for the bottom lip. We're going to put our ears. Don't put our ears up here at the top like a kitty cat or a teddy bear. We're going to put them out beside the eyes. And so that'll be just a little C right there, a little backwards C right there. Okay, we can go ahead and add some hair. I'm going to add my eyebrows first, and I'm just going to kind of give you this crazy looking eyebrow, and I'm going to exaggerate them, which means make them a little bit crazier than they really are, and put in my hair. This is where you need to look at what your hair looks like and draw your hair. Don't just copy me and draw what mine looks like, because you probably have a different haircut than I do. I don't have a whole lot of hair on my head, but I do have a whole bunch of hair on the bottom of my face. So I have to draw that in, because otherwise this is not a picture of me. It would not look like Mr. O'Neill without the beard going on now. So I got my beard. So this is pretty much, you know, that's our face and our person. We're going to want to go back now and look at this whole body of this portrait and make it more exciting. You know, my shirt's kind of boring. I don't have everything on here. I want to add little details. If I'm wearing a watch, well, put on a watch. It's something that could make it look more like you. If you're sitting there and you're, you wearing rings, as I wear a wedding ring on this hand, and right now I'm wearing my Black Panther ring on the other side. So I'm going to go ahead and put a ring right there and right here. I'm wearing a bracelet. This is from the show Firefly. I love that show. Put a Firefly bracelet. Maybe I'm going to add a belt buckle and some belt loops. Wear a belt most of the time. Put that in here, draw. Any little thing that's going to make your picture better. Any details. I want to put some pockets on my pants so you can tell that these are blue jeans is what I like to wear most of the time. A little watch pocket, maybe that seam down the side, across the bottom. Now's the time that you can fix these little potatoes that you put on your feet, right? If you want to sit there and you make yourself, let's make some tennis shoes or something on here. You can add that, put some loops on there. Maybe you want to make some Nikes. Let's put the little swoosh on there. Some little spots for color, a little sole. So you can color that in. Yes, you can still see the little loop, but you'll color over that. I'm going to put a cowboy boot on this one because that's what I wear most of the time. Just kind of put that in there, the little detail. Put some detail in your shirt. You know, change it up. If you're wearing like one of those ringer tees that has the stripes at the top or stripe across the bottom, you know, maybe you're wearing something on here. Maybe you're wearing a jersey, somebody's number. I'm wearing one today I'm wearing a shirt today. It's got a picture of one of my favorite mountains in the world. It's like Half Dome from Yosemite. And it's spelled like Yosemite. Love going to Yosemite and traveling to our national parks. Those are some of my favorite places on the planet. I like that. And I think it's got like a little bear on the bottom here, which it's really tough to draw this small. But putting your detail on your shirt and stuff that gives you something else to color in, makes it nice for you. There's some sun rays on that shirt. So give yourself something to color in, and then we're going to color it, all right? So when we color in, let's talk about Mr. O'Neill's 3 rules of coloring. Rule number 1 is going to be the first rule that you've ever known since coloring, since you've been born, is stay in the lines. This looks a little bit more purple than it does. Oh, I picked up the indigo. That's all right. Maybe I'm wearing purple jeans today. Anyway, you notice stay in the lines. You know, every time you get to one of those lines, you're going to want to stop and keep in so it's not scribbled outside the lines. But then, oh, those pockets are going to be blue too. And here, the belt loop is the same color, but not the belt buckle and not the belt. Go up here. But look at this. If I just color that in, I stayed in the lines really nicely here. But look at all that white space where the paper is showing through. Color that in, man. Go back and forth over top of that, over and over again until you've got a nice solid color, okay? You want to fill in all the holes is what I color. So we stay in the lines. That's rule number 1. Rule number 2 is filling in all those holes. Okay, so we really want to make that nice. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to color in. Let's go ahead and color my shirt as well. I'm not going to waste your time watching all this coloring, but it helps to see someone, you know, how I can move my crayon around. You know, if I need to turn the paper a little bit sideways to help me stay in the lines, I can do that. And I'm coloring really aggressively. You can start to see my camera bumping around. I do that, is I color in pretty hard so it fills that space again. So I'm sorry if you're getting a little seasick watching the camera, but that is happening. Rule number 3. Rule number 3 is kind of important when you're doing your skin. I call this one, this is color things the right color, okay? If you're going to color your skin or you're going to color your hair, things that make it look like you've got to use the right color, okay? You need to go ahead and find. Don't get lazy and go, oh, orange is kind of close enough. I'll color myself orange. No, I will call you Mr. Pumpkinhead for the rest of your natural life if you color yourself orange. No. Okay, not orange. I'll just get a yellow. Yellow is kind of close. You are not Lemonhead. Do you want to be called Lemonhead? Because I will. I'll do it. All right. So the point of the story is not that I'm going to call you Pumpkinhead, but I will. Is that you've got to find the right skin color for you. So when you are coloring, at least for me, I've got to do some mixing of coloring, okay? I start out finding like a peach, okay? I started with coloring with a peach. I'm going to do it on this arm right here. But this time of year, I've been out in the sun all summer and stuff. This kind of regular peach is not really working for me. It doesn't really match. Okay, so I've got to take that peach and I've got to mix it. I've got to use a brown as well. So I'm going to go over that peach a little lightly with a brown and kind of add a little bit more shadow. Oh, my bracelet is brown, so I can color that in anyway. But I've got to add some color. You can mix these colors to make it happen. The same thing with my beard here is I've gone ahead. Let me find another one that I haven't colored yet. all right, is I've got to make my beard the right color. I'm going to start coloring it with a brown, but that's not exactly the right color. To make it work is I'm going to need to go ahead and add some black in here. So I'm going to add some black in here, just like that. All right, so don't be afraid, don't be afraid, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to go ahead and mix up your colors to finish up your self-portraits. All right, good deal. Also, we're going to need to submit these videos. So make sure you check out the next video that's coming on that will tell you how to send your video to me, or send your self-portrait to me via Seesaw. Okay, that video is coming up.